Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Say hello, come on in, say hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube people. Hello, Facebook. Hi, everybody. How's everybody's day going? Yeah, Otumba Elias. That's what we're going to talk about. Hello, Rotimi Ebenezer. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello when you come on. How's your day been so far? Tomorrow is Friday. Hello, Miss Naomi. How are you doing? I haven't heard back from you. Can you shoot me an email? Let me know what's going on. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Let's talk immigration. Let's talk immigration. Let's talk immigration. Let's talk immigration. Let's get your questions. Hello. Let's get your questions. Hello, House of Tam Tom. Go south. All right, Otumba. Hi, everyone. Hello, Tyre Ashley. So, as you already know, hello, VJ Pumping. If you have not subscribed to YouTube, let's go ahead and subscribe. Just put in all night immigration on YouTube and support your girl. I appreciate all the support. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, like and share Facebook page, and that will be very, very much appreciated. Hello to Luke Coyote. To Luke Coyote. Is it Fashion? No, no. FASUAN. Oh, awesome. That is good. That is good. I have quite a number of clients who that we have the I-751 pendant. So it's like fingers crossed. Like fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed, people. Fingers crossed. Hi, everyone. This is attorney Abisola Olale. Abisola A. Olale. Amabapasam. Immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Got an immigration case. It was a case that we handle. We can and do represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. So I say that all the time because I get that question every single day. Doesn't matter what state you live in, immigration is federal practice. And so we can represent you wherever you are located in the state, in the states, or even outside the states, because we do national visa processing. And we just got one updated today. That was pretty fast for the NBC. Like they already created an account and all that, so we're good to go. If we can help you with your case, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you have it on your screen. Number is 334-341-4475. Still don't know what streaming app I can use on Instagram, so you can see contact information. But once again, it's 334-341-4475. How's everybody's day been? Y'all good? Yeah, I've lived in the South so long. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell did I just say? But anyway, it's been one of those days. It's been one of those days. I went to court because I do criminal defense. I argue for a living. Listen, that's why sometimes I get home, I just don't feel like talking. It was a lot of arguing this morning. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, and then consultations, and we had to do final review on 4 law cases. We finally got them out. I'm so happy for my client. We got an EAD approved today. We got a travel document, AP advanced parole approved today. Got a national visa center, account created so we can start processing for the mother of our client. Yeah, there's always something God gives you a reason to celebrate. And every day you got to find what that reason to celebrate is. You got to find. Sometimes it's not obvious. You just got to find it or create it. If you have breath, that's a reason. Well, anyway, everyone must have heard what happened today when it comes to I-751. Hello, Mr. Prince. I sent you an email. So if you haven't heard, if you've been living under a rock, if you've been at work, let's talk about it. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is Attorney Olale. Our number is 334-341-4475. So what are we all seeing? What are we excited about today? Yes. So let's jump right into it. Good evening, Miss Olawanula. How are you? So today, and I've called, gosh, I don't know how many clients have called today because we have quite a number of I-751s pending. And if you don't know what I-751 is, that is the petition you file to get your 10-year green card. Now, I got quite a number of my current clients who have cases pending call me to say, hey, we heard VAR cases are not going to be scheduled for interview. So let's clarify that and let's know exactly what this is about. So today, USCIS implemented effective immediately a risk-based approach for conditional permanent resident interviews. Basically, I-751 interviews. This is not a VAWA case. I-751 has one of the options in an I-751 is a VAWA option. And that is you proving that you don't need your spouse to get your 10-year green card based on abuse. That is completely separate from you filing an I-360. So this policy doesn't have anything to do with the VAWA I-360 petition. This is mainly for those who already have a 2-year green card and they are going from that, and that's about to expire. It's expired, and now they're required by law to file a 751 so that it can go from being a conditional resident to a full-fledged permanent resident. And so in order for you to go and you get a conditional residency card, if you're at the time you became a legal permanent resident, you're married to your spouse, green card holder spouse, or a citizen spouse was less than 2 years. And before the 2nd year anniversary, or latest by that, you have to file the 751. Generally, you're required to file with your spouse unless you are filing a waiver-based petition. And so, I have cases that have been pending till Jesus came last time, back in the day. That's how long some cases have been pending. And it's just ridiculous. That's one of the reasons why, if you guys remember last September, they actually went from the 18-month extension whenever you file the 751 to a 24-month extension because of the backlog that the I-751 has created. And the reason why there's such backlog is because a lot of the petitions are being scheduled for interviews, and COVID happened. USCIS was short of staff, and everything is just at a standstill. So basically, this policy that they announced today is what they call a risk-based approach. Basically, this is what it means. And y'all already know. I read it, I summarize it, and I bring it to you so it makes complete sense. So here it goes. It's saying that for those, so let's take it one at a time. If you got your conditional permanent residency at the embassy, at the consulate, meaning you did not adjust your status in the country, in the US, you actually applied outside and you got an immigrant visa. Every single person in that category has always been required to have a mandatory interview scheduled. That's always been the policy. Now, with this new policy, what USCIS is going to do is, even for those that have a mandatory, they're going to do away with that. That's the end of that. There's no longer going to be a mandatory request for interview. And then, even those who adjust their status in the country, including those who are filing a waiver-based I-751, meaning either good faith based on divorce, but the marriage ended in divorce, good faith, but you suffered abuse, good faith, but your spouse has passed. If you're filing any of those waiver grounds, you also are included in this new policy. And basically what it entails is USCIS will no longer require you to attend interview as long as, here's where, there's always a catch. There's always a catch. As long as the officer on your case is satisfied that there is sufficient evidence of bona fide marriage, sufficient evidence to support the good faith part of the good faith requirement of the I-751 petition. And even for those who are eligible to waive the joint filing requirement, the waiver base is basically you saying, I don't have to file with my spouse because marriage has ended, because I've been abused, because the spouse is passed. So this also includes you. So bona fide good faith evidence, sufficient good faith evidence. Also, that there is no indication of fraud or misrepresentation in your supporting documents. And that brings me to our Nigerian divorce decrees. Yes, that will be included in if they feel a document is fraudulent, they may call you for an interview. Also, that there are no complex facts or issues to resolve. You're in married like 4 times and they found out, and then you say you've only been married 2 times, right? You didn't marry 2 people, 2 people at the same time, and then you decide you just went to one. Nothing complex, no issues, and that you have no criminal history that will render you removable. Basically, you don't have any criminal history that will make you inadmissible as a full-fledged permanent resident of the United States. So what is the takeaway from this? Here's the takeaway, people. Do not get divorce decrees from Suleiman on, just that name just got, no offense to anybody that's go by Suleiman. To Suleiman Bani Kewasi Third Mainland Bridge, that's why I got divorce decree. No. Let him meet you at the courthouse in front of the judge or a lawyer. Don't present a fraudulent document. So there are people who would say, and I've done that before. If I am pressed for time, I would send in a petition, and I'll tell my client before we do that and get your approval. And especially if I know that, because I-751 is one of those petitions where if you are denied, sometimes you would actually get an NTA with your denial letter. So if you do not get, or most times I should say, if you do not get an NTA with your denial letter, then you want to refile as soon as you can. So in situations like that, we may just send just the petition, filing fee, and passport photographs. Once we get a receipt notice, then we send all the bona fide good faith evidence with that. But with this new policy, for you to be able to ensure that you're not going to be, well, listen, there's nothing guaranteed when it comes to USCIS or immigration. But for you to be able to say, okay, my goal is to have the officer with this broader discretion. My goal is to have them waive the request for an interview for me. What do I have to do on my end? No false documents, no criminal record, and you have sufficient good faith bona fide evidence. The regular ones, everything you use to get a conditional residency card to start with, and then some, because 2 years has now passed. You must be able to show that the marriage has continued to be in good faith up until when you get your 10-year green card. So what's the point? Sending everything in the kitchen sink when you start, so that you're going to avoid RFE. You give the immigration officer the opportunity to look at your case all at once and say, okay, good faith bona fide marriage, sufficient, check. Any fraudulent misrepresentation, fraudulent document, no, check. Any complex issues, no, okay, check. Any criminal record that's going to make them removable, no, check. End story. To send you your 10-year green card, to send your approval. That's the goal. That's what this policy is going to achieve, effective immediately today, April 7, 2022. I told y'all I used to be an adjunct professor because I love teaching. Well, I still love it. I just don't have the time to do that anymore. So that's that in a nutshell. That is awesome because, and why did they resolve to this? They've seen USCIS is trying, and you got to give it to them, especially with this administration. If you are someone who's sitting on the fence about filing a petition, if you want to start a VAWA case, for instance, now that's different from 751. But let's assume you want to start a VAWA case. You've been sitting on the fence trying to figure out, okay, my case is not that strong. I don't know if I'm going to qualify. Under this administration, oh, by the way, we now have the first African American Black female Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. It's a good day to be a Black woman. I'm telling you, history has been made today. And Ketanji Jackson's story should tell you, especially Black women, African women, hear me loud and clear, all my sisters. You see how the Republicans did that woman during her confirmation hearing? She is about the most qualified candidate ever for a nominee of the Supreme Court. But let's just call a spade a spade. Amen. Amen. Yes, we've talked about that. So let's call it spade a spade. If that woman was not Black, those Republicans would not have a problem with it. It is just as true there. I said it. But her story should tell you this, my dear sisters, that when God opens a door for you, at the time of your highest promotion is when you're gonna see the deepest opposition. But guess what? That is when God shows off and shows up for you. That's what I say. I let people's lives. I'm just that kind of person that I do not have the ability or capacity to be jealous about any other woman, because you succeed, I succeed. If you're successful more than I am, I use that as a motivation for my life. So that's just who I am. And so for me, seeing another person who looks like me, in the same field, that in spite of all the mud that was thrown at her, the composure. I'm not kidding you, people. I've been praying like, God, see, the day God was giving patience, I was not present. He just gave me what was left. I've been praying for God to give him the kind of composure that he has given this woman, that under pressure, under fire, you can still stand. And that's what I put this morning. Like, when God speaks, even your enemies must listen. That's what happened in this case. So I digress. But anyway, that is what you need to do. Make sure you have all your stuff together. You haven't come all the way. Can I save this life? I always save. Well, I won't say always. I try to save most of the life, but yeah, I'll save it, no problem. And that is twin. I will save it. Okay, people. So that's that in a nutshell. If we can help you with I-750. Oh, let me not forget what I was talking about before I have attention span. So what brought me to her story was this administration. If you are sitting on the fence with your VAWA case, should I apply? Should I not apply? What you got to lose? Worse than they're going to deny it, but we don't like denial. This is the right administration for you to file your immigration case. Things are happening in the immigration world under this president, under the DHS secretary, USCIS director, that have not happened in a long time. It's a good day to be an immigrant. It's a good day to be an immigration lawyer. It is, if we're going to increase the chances of getting approvals, it is now. It is now. It is now. So file your cases, file your petitions, file your applications. Don't sit on the fence. Don't don't be sorry for later and don't complain. Don't call me like, sister lawyer, no, I ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Okay, I'm gonna start on Facebook and YouTube. Hello, Jean Ziza. How are you? Thank you. Hello, Miss Pam. Work was good. Work was good today. How was your work today? How are you? Okay. Hello, it 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Hello, Ash from New York City, one of my favorite cities ever. I'm actually going to eventually, from my mouth to God's ears, have an office in New York because I'm licensed in New York as well. So for me, that's going to be a lot easy. But right now, I got kids to raise. My baby is still 11, so and then she custody with his dad. So it is what it is. Um, I did my. So Natalie says I did my fingerprint November 4, 2022. How long do I have to wait for EAD? I've studied several times. Studied several times. Biometrics has got nothing to do with processing time. I don't. I've said it God knows how many times. It has nothing to do with processing time. Um, Jean Z's my VAD case has been pending for 2 years and 2 months now. I received 4 prima facie letters and now RFE. So you mean no RFE so far? When would I get an update from USCIS? Go check the processing times and see if they're working on cases that have received on it before your priority date. If they're still before your priority date, then you're just going to have to wait. Okay. Rocky, hi man, my file was approved in November. Congratulations. And I sent my I-485 in February and received receipt. How long did they take a schedule? It's very early. That's 2 months ago. Yeah. And each field office is different. And it just depends on same thing, processing times and how fast it's taking the field office to process cases. For instance, I'll give an example. I think it's Lawrenceville. Yeah, Lawrenceville, Massachusetts. If you're under that jurisdiction, my sister-in-law's case was the fastest from the. So this was last year. We submitted her N400 naturalization application June 10. It was received by USCIS on June 10. She was sworn in as a citizen on August 10, exactly 2 months. I have some N400 that we filed. It's going to a year in Atlanta field offices. Yeah, so it just really depends. Robinson Michael, how will America know a real divorce paper? I'm going to say go on my page and look for that video that I did on that. That was very helpful for you. Hello, Mr. Melvis. How are you? Hello. Greetings from Oakland, California. Thank you. Okay. Let us go to Instagram. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Okay, maybe not. Because like I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. Listen, I'm the kind of person that I smile a lot, but if you see me, hey Miss Peter, if you see me in court, I remember because I had so there's this thing called youthful offender status in the state of Alabama for if you're charged with a crime and you were under the age of 21 at the time of the offense, you are eligible for youthful offender status. And it's a big deal because you can only serve maximum of 3 years if you're convicted. It's not actually conviction for voting and constitutional rights purposes. It's a protection. It's a way to protect people who are over 18, under 21, and give them a second chance. So it's confidential. It's a sealed record. No one, if you, for instance, go apply for work and you tell them, and they ask you, have you ever been convicted of a crime? Legally, you can say no because it's not a conviction. So because of, and you don't lose any of your civil rights. So it's a big deal to be able to have the judge approve that for a client. So I have this client who he is charged with attempted murder. Now, I know y'all gonna like, there's a whole lot that goes in that story. But the severity of the crime sometimes makes the district attorney representing the state just go off like, I'm gonna object to this and all that. Anyway, long story short. So my client was like, and every single client that representing criminal court ever says that, like, they make me like, she's always smiling. And then when it's time to argue, his name is Michael. Just I'm going with his last name, but his first name. He goes, Miss O. Man, who was that? They're like, listen, I don't play. especially when you're trying to. No, no, I come ready. I come prepared. Like I had my case law and all that. To the point the judge was like, you know what? I'm going to take both sides. And normally he would just decide yes, no. I'm going to take both sides and just go. I take it under advisement is what we say. And yeah, I love to fight for people. Don't be fooled by the smile. Don't be fooled by the smile. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Mike, Florida 0117. Good evening, everybody. Princess 679, can they approve vow after divorcing? Y'all need to be watching my videos more because it's like, okay. If you're still eligible to file for vow within 2 years after the divorce happened, as long as you file for vow within 2 years from the divorce and you are able to make a connection, some kind of connection between the abuse and it being one of the causes of the divorce. Okay. Cookies Baby 143. On a VA case, when you get a working permit, it depends. It's very relative. So the one we got one approved yesterday, and we got another one approved today. The case that was approved yesterday was filed September. I'll put it down somewhere. Give me 1 second. It's somewhere here. September 17, 2021, the one that was approved yesterday. The one that got approved today was filed. I have that file back in the office, but I'm almost certain it was sometime in July. So they're both within the normal present time. Actually, they shouldn't even have gotten to their cases yet, but so it's if you make an inquiry before your priority date is being processed, you're going to delay your case. Alfred D, can you apply for a travel document of your asylum case if your asylum case hasn't pending for over 6 years? As long as you haven't had your interview, yes. Would you plenty of that? Our own Nigerian chief judge in making. Thank you. Otumba Elias. So where my office is a small town, and I've been offered a position as a nomination as the city judge for one of those cities. I turned it down. I just don't, because the thing is, to become a judge, you cannot do private practice anymore. So that means I got to give up doing immigration practice. And that's just not something I see in my future. So, but thank you. Okay. Yes, Miss Olawonyola. So, like I said, we will I will actually be in touch with you over the weekend, just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side, and they may turn around, tomorrow and decide to change that. But we're working on it. Your declarations are, getting ready. But we'll just see how it goes. But yes, the policy is good. And let me tell you, people, I don't care who your lawyer is. I don't care how much your evidence, how good your evidence is. Please remember something. I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Christian, or whatever as long as you've got belief in God, just know that just seek favor on your case. There is nothing that trumps favor. When God's favor is upon your case, everything else is secondary. That's it. That's it. That's the truth. At day 8, what about the removal that are just being said? I don't understand your question at all. So if you want to rephrase that question. It's one of course because it's because she was black and she fought as a brick. Yes, she did. That's Ketanji Jackson. You better believe it. You better believe it. I had to put a white attorney in this place today in court too. Oh, and everybody was like, "Yeah, don't do it." And I said, "For the record, Judge, just so let the record reflect." And he looked at me like, "Yeah, what else you got?" Don't listen. Listen, people. I'm African. I will take you down. Don't come for me. If you come for me, I will. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Uh, Tom Neal, can a conditional green card holder? I'll come back to you to what's 9:30. Can a conditional green card holder remove the restrictions on for DHS approval? Yes, yes. Your conditional doesn't mean you're permanent resident. Now, there's some. It's federal law, but I've had people who had that issue and they'll go because that DHS approval. You should have done that since you got your green card. It's usually that brings memories. I had that too. Um, I had that too. Gosh. And the day that I went to remove it to get the one without the DHS approval, it was like, oh my world. Yeah. So that yes. Can you save this live? Yeah, I will save this live. But she's too calm and perfect for the job. No, I don't think so. I think that is her strength. She is that kind of person that she's not loud. And I think that's what they expected. Like, oh, the loud black woman. She's not. She has too much education to make a fool of herself. But she's very assertive and she's very, very sneaky in her assertiveness. Like, she's going to maintain exactly what she's saying. It's not a weak. Like I said, don't take meekness for weakness. It is strength under control. That's what Judge Jackson has. Strength under control. And you would know it and you would know it. So I don't think she's still come. No. Are you meaning in a good way? Okay. Alfred D, can I try apply for trial even though I already answered that question? Yes. No. It's not. It's you should. If it's wondering like if you have um you should be able to go to the Social Security, especially now that all Social Security administration offices effective today back to full force in person, whether or not you have an interview, an appointment. So that should be taken care of. Abby, can you please explain about the removal proceeding that has just been announced? So I'll do a video of that, but in a nutshell, let me see how I can just summarize this. They're gonna, if you're in removal proceeding, DHS has announced that ICE offices now should, it's not mandated, but they're asking them to look into all their pending cases in removal proceedings in immigration court, and they should prioritize whether it's a priority case or non-priority case. If it's a priority case, then it stays in immigration court. If it's a non-priority, say for instance, you have a viable option of having your green card because you have a pending petition, you have a pending I-130, and you have no criminal record, you're just there because you're out of status, then those will be regarded as non-priority, and they should try to exercise prosecutorial discretion to terminate, not even administrative close, terminate proceedings and go back to USCIS so they can reduce the case load in the immigration court. So that's basically what that is. And I hope, that's the best way I can summarize it. Is it possible to get I-751 approved without biometrics taken? I don't know because they have to either. Is it possible without? Yes, it's possible because they can reuse your fingerprints, but you still have to pay the fee, and then they'll let you know whether you're going to be scheduled for a new one or they're going to use reuse your fingerprints. What's the time frame to apply for the 10-year before it expires? 90 days before your second year anniversary. Bukola Yomi Ajayi. Can someone overseas that has her application in for with immigration apply for B1? Okay, let me rephrase your question. You're asking if you have a pending petition that you're the beneficiary of, can you still apply for a visitor visa? Short answer, yes. The question is, will you get it? Because then having an immigrant visa already negates your strong ties that you will come back to your country. So it can go either way. New York, I love that city. Okay. Miss Warner that knows about this stuff. That's one of my favorite clients. She is, I love witty because I'm feisty, so I love it. Anyway. Can you explain to us about yeah, I just did that. Sexy Barbie, I got married in New Jersey, cannot put my paper in Houston. You have to put in your paper based on where you live. They actually released the press statement today that if you put it somewhere that you don't live and they find out, you may become inadmissible. That's when people ask me, like, why would you want? I know you're trying to save time, but that may make you, your case denied for fraud. You don't want to do something that, even though people get away with it, but okay. And yes, Nelson. It's when you say putting your paper in Houston, keep in mind how things work. You don't go to field offices to file papers. Each application petition has a lockbox filing facility based on the state you live in. So the fact that you are in Texas and you think your case will be faster in Oklahoma does not necessarily make any sense, because Texas and Oklahoma may be grouped together where you're filing your filing location is the same thing. Super Stell, so we have about 5 minutes. If your spouse calls ICE on you while your VAW case is still processing, will one be deported? Generally not, but that is something you want to discuss with an attorney. If you have that going on, it may be time for you to just leave the house completely. Tobez, my vow was approved. Awesome, congratulations. And USCIS only asked for my medical, but didn't give me an interview date. Are they eventually going to send me an interview? So that's a good question. If you didn't submit your medical, I-693, they usually will send you the deficiency notice first. That deficiency notice will say, we're notifying you that we do not have your I-693 on file. However, do not send anything until we tell you. We will send you another notice, and if we're going to schedule an interview, we will tell you to bring it to your interview. If we're not going to schedule you for an interview, we will tell you to mail it, and we'll give you an address to mail it to. So, Tobez, if you were just told to send it in, I'm almost 100% sure, and that's because they're going to waive your interview for you. So the next thing you may go and come back and let me know. Next update you probably will get is we approved your I-485. So that's usually how that goes. And a lot of people have that question. I hope that answers that. Isaacs, as premium processing commenced for I-765? If yes, no, it has not. Same question, and okay. Got my ED approved. Awesome. Good. The renewal. Okay. Can I do medical in a different state from where I'm submitting my application? As long as it's one of the listed surgeons, then I don't see why not. Okay. Why do I need to file to bring a minor abroad to the United States? That's a very, very broad question. You need to see an attorney to discuss exactly what the relationship of the minor is to you and what your options are. You're welcome, Cookies Baby. If the 2 years will expire February 2023, when can one apply? 90 days before then. I went to law school, so I don't have to do math. So 90 days before then is when you can apply. The only math I do is if it has a dollar sign in front of it. That's like yesterday teacher was like, see, America bound with you, but you gotta find ways to make them understand you're still in charge. He's gonna tell me, went to the room and like, why didn't you knock? It's my room. I said, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I said, let me tell you something, boy. Do you pay rent? Do you pay mortgage? Do you pay for the light in your room? Do you pay for the phone bill? Do you pay for the water that you just took a shower with? No? Okay. Do you understand that I can take this whole door down and break it, and then you will have no door for privacy? I can take this whole bed out because I bought it. You're only borrowing this space for a little while. When your ass is done with college, excuse my friend, then you're going to get out. Don't be asking me to knock. The kid was like, yeah, if you lost it down line, American child. Is there a chance that you might be able to get back out for D? So can you apply for advanced parole? Yes. Keep in mind, if you filed for asylum, you have a pending asylum case, you cannot go back to the same country you're seeking protection from. Just a word for the wise. Okay. Can someone with removal file for VA? Absolutely. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Absolutely. I got 4 clients. No, 5 that are in removal proceedings. We've submitted 4 petitions. We have 1 that we're still going to do. 2 of those, 1 is still pending prosecutorial discretion. 1 this morning, we just sent an email based on this non-priority discretion that, hey, listen, we have a pending 485. Can you just terminate so we can just deal with USCIS? He ain't got nothing. He's got nothing. His wife literally was one who called ICE on him. So yes, absolutely. 𝒂𝒂💏💂💂 consultation fee is $130 for 30 minutes, $230 for an hour. If you decide to retain my services within 15 days, we credit that towards the total attorney fees. 𝒊𝒎𝒎💏 the same thing. Was a consultation fee. That's it. $130 for 30 minutes, $230 for an hour. And if you retain my services within 15 days from your consultation, you do get that credited back towards your attorney fees. Yes, Abby, I just answered that. Kenny Black, does the $1,225 fee include for I-45 and work authorizing for VA? Yes. What can you do if you have a pending I-130/45, but your spouse got locked up for possession of small? If you get set up scheduled for an interview, you can ask them to reschedule. But if you can, for instance, if the arrest has to do with anything where it's now financially or emotionally traumatizing to you, you may want to seek legal advice and see if you qualify for VA. Because I got a lot of cases like people don't usually think of abuse if it's not physical, but you live and learn. I said she was calm because she absorbed. Oh, sorry, Otumba. I thought you were saying you're absolutely right. Let me tell you, people, I don't think there's a Nigerian woman who would have sat through that and not cuss people like, surely you did not that Congress and smile. I ain't smiling. Like I would have just left, cussed everybody out, and just left and like, you know what? Take your nomination. I'm telling you, that is grace. That is just grace personified. Because I could not. Because some of the questions I was like, I'll be damned. If you ask me those questions, oh Lord have mercy. But hey, that's why I'm not her. That's why she's where she is. Okay. Oh, hello, Mr. Anna. How are you? So, oh my goodness. Mr. Anna, do you mind? Send me a video request. I would love for you to join if you don't mind. So Mr. Anna is my client. If you guys remember someone that I said got his citizenship, oh my world. And we had a 751 that his ex-wife, and I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying, because his ex-wife, let's just say she was a woman scorned, told lies. And when I tell you lies, and his case was one of those cases that when I had to respond to a notice of intent to deny, it was something for me because it became almost personal, because this man just wants to move on with his life. He has a woman who loves him now. They have 2 kids now. She was pregnant then. And I think the day, Mr. Anna, remind me the day, was it the day before or the same day that he got his confirmation that his citizenship was, he was going to become a citizen? Was the day his child was born. Oh my world. This is why I do what I do. Just to, hey, Mr. Stanley, this is why I do what I do. Hello, Mr. Anna. How are you? Okay. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. When interview comes up before EAD approval in AOS marriage-based case, is that a good sign? It's not a bad sign. I have 2 cases actually, one next month, one this month, one next month. We don't have EADs yet, but we got interviews scheduled. Listen, I have cases where I actually had green card approved and sent before we got to work. We got to work from it. So when your fingerprint is used for 10 years permanent residence, doesn't mean you will be called for interview or not. It doesn't have anything to do with your interview. It just means that you're not going to have to do biometrics. How long does validate take to approve? Oh Lord, I've said that so many times. Okay. I said that. Yeah, consultation is 30 minutes, 130 for 30 minutes, 230 for an hour. Okay. Unlimited favor aid, please, can you explain more details about the USCIS, about CPR? That's exactly what this video is about, so you're going to go ahead and just watch the replay. Can you charge something so people can call you anytime and ask questions? Okay, let me throw it out there, and let me go back to Facebook real quick. I've been toying with that for quite a while. And that's a great question. You're in my head, Cookies Baby 143. A lot of people, in the month of March, we tracked it. In the month of March, I have 57 people who emailed me directly and said, hey, we would like for you to start something, a group or something where we pay a monthly subscription and we can ask, like 10 questions a month or 15 questions a month, or get a full time with you for whatever. Come up with something, so that, because not everybody can afford attorney fees, but we want to be able to check in with you and say, hey, are we doing the right thing? We have this question and all that. And the thing is, consultation is a one-time thing. If you have a consultation with me, you ain't going to come back and say, hey, no, it doesn't work that way. If you retain my services for the duration of time that you're my client, you're not, once I quote you the fee, you can listen. There's some people I email back and like Miss Wonder, and like we've emailed today 10 times. You didn't pay anything in addition. It's already in the fee. If you're not my client, you got to pay. So someone said, can you do monthly? But the thing is, every state bar has different rules. So I'm waiting on the state of Alabama, the state bar office, the ethics, because we got to check in with them, to let me know, because I'll propose something to them and they're going to let me know if that's something that is that adheres to bar rules or not, and then I'll let you guys know. So that's something in the works. Okay. Yeah. So it's been on my mind too. Gifted 7715. Yes, write them, send a change of address and put it in the mail and send it to Vermont Service Center. Okay, I'm going to just take a few more questions on Facebook, and I have to go. Um. Oh wow, y'all been busy on YouTube. Okay, where did I stop? I believe same as you, Mel. Okay, Miss Melvis. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think I'm flattered. Hashtag, can you be put in removal proceeding 2 times? Yes, there's no limit. If there's a reason to transfer to immigration proceeding, yes. My favorite lawyer. I know you would say that. Reed Ortiz. I'm a first timer on here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Enjoying this session, watching, listening from Las Vegas. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Pride of Union Lawyering. I am. I went to University of Lawyering. So all your Union Lawyering people, yes. It doesn't mean you will get consultation free though. Okay. Rocky, does the VAS fall under the family-based adjustment, and will it be the same processing time? It is family-based adjustment because VA is family-based. That's what it is. It just takes the power out of the hands of your abuser and puts the power in your hands. Rocky, I believe same as you, ma'am. God, yes. We are hopeless and helpless without God. That's just the way it is. Your belief in God as a lawyer makes me really happy. Thank you. You've got to have something that you that you believe in, that you rest in, that you know gives you strength. Either the people in the back. Is it normal to get Carrie? Is it normal to get a biometrics notice for I-360 and I-485 together? Absolutely. Okay, Deanne, can someone who's denied during I-485 interview now seek asylum, now seeks for asylum and remarried again? I hope he would not rest. You need to talk to an attorney. Yes. The corner, do people get approved for VAL just based off of emotional abuse because there's no evidence? Absolutely. I've had one case an emotional abuse, hands down. It's all about how you tell your story, all about psychological evaluation. And let me tell you something, guys. Do not skimp and be cheap when it comes to psychological evaluation. Please do not. Do not. My clients will tell you, I set them up. I'm very, very hands-on with my clients' cases. Very hands-on. I'm checking in with the psychologist. I'm checking in with like everything. We sent 4 VAL cases out today. The way I do the last review, and so my clients will tell you, like I'm emailing you sometimes 12 midnight, 1. Yeah, I'm crazy like that because if I give you a deadline, I need to meet that deadline unless something. So I'm looking at it, and I need to be able to look through it and say, this is your story. And so telling your story starts with why you're filing, what the relationship is, where's your affidavit, who was able to, who no else knows about your story, what kind of characters do you have police report. We're organizing exhibits, like you can go through it and say, yes, that's a well-prepared case. I need your case to tell a story. So when you don't have physical abuse, you must be able to tell a story of why your emotional abuse is extreme cruelty, and why your declaration, even if it's the only credible evidence you have. And in my firm, we give questionnaires to our clients. So you're not trying to guess. We give you a questionnaire for your declaration. We give you questionnaires for your witness affidavits. Completed, we draft them, send it back to you to make sure that your story makes sense. We put it. It doesn't matter how you can put whatever. Listen, I got a lady, Gammy. All Gammy does in the firm is declaration. That's the only thing she does. Specifically, I don't give her forms, nothing. That's all she does. She drafts our declarations, and that's it. Spam my Margaret Thatcher moment. Listen, American kids. And TJ's my kid. He's his mama's child. He's got my mouth. He can say anything. So he likes to push things and see how far he can get. Okay. All right, people. So I got to sign off. I got to sign off. I got to sign off. Thank you all for joining. If you want us to help you with your case, once again, number to call is 334-341-4475. Let me say this again. There's still someone who's impersonating me on TikTok. They actually literally have my photograph, obviously easily to go from my page, and they created my name as them. And they're telling people to call either an 802 area code number or 305. Hear me loud and clear. The only number we have in the office is the 334-341-4475. That's the only number. If you call, because we actually called these numbers and it would tell you it's a Google subscriber. We're not a Google subscriber. If you call our office, you will get an automated way they're going to send it to you. So you would know it's a law office you're calling. We don't have any Google subscription, nothing. So please understand, be careful when you call. I've reported it, but that just saying. All right, people, have a good night, and I will see you guys next time.